This video is for people that are wanting to learn how to meditate. This is the ultimate guide for beginners. So I'm going to share with you what meditation means, different purposes, reasons, or benefits that you get from meditating, and different meditation techniques. So the cool thing about meditation is that you can use it for different reasons. You can use it for different purposes, and you can meditate in so many different ways that you can just sort of play around with it and then find what works best for you, or find what you enjoy doing. Make it your own meditation practice. So in the Tibetan language, to meditate means to become familiar with. In other words, meditation is a way to observe the self, which leads to self-development and self-improvement. Now, in Sanskrit, to meditate means to cultivate self. So the idea is it's like cultivating a garden. If you want to plant seeds into a garden and grow some pretty flowers or grow some vegetables, first you must tend to the soil, churn it up, and expose new dirt and nutrients so that the seeds can germinate. You may also need to remove old plants from the previous season, pull out weeds, and remove rocks. So that's a metaphor for becoming aware of your thoughts, your actions, your emotions, your attitudes, your beliefs, your perceptions, your personal blocks and limitations. You must tend to these things first before you plant a new garden in the mind. And the reason we want to tend to these things is because all of these things play a part in creating the reality that you are in. Because what quantum physics shows us is that we are creating our own realities, and it's the combination of the mind and the body together, the mind and the heart together, that's creating the reality that you're in. So I'm going to share with you the different purposes, benefits, and reasons to meditate and what we can get out of it. So the first one is develop self-awareness. So you can use meditation as a tool to observe the self, to become familiar with the self. So it's like I was just saying before, we have to become aware of these things, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our belief systems. We have to become aware of these things in order to change it. And your thoughts, feelings, and actions and your beliefs are subconscious programs. So we spend most of our day running on these unconscious programs, running on autopilot, and that's what's creating the reality you're in. So using meditation to become aware of these things is how you can break that programming. When you observe these programs in a meditated state, you are no longer the program. When you're able to take that step back and observe it, this is why it's extremely powerful, and developing self-awareness is pretty much like the first step to creating a much better reality for yourself. Now, the second purpose for meditating, and this is a really cool one, which is it's all backed by science, and you can use meditation to rewire the brain and reprogram the subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is ruling your life. All the results you get in your reality come from the programming of your subconscious mind. Now, as you go into a meditative state, your brainwaves drop and you drop into theta brainwave. And when you're in theta brainwave, you are in the subconscious mind. You are in your own operating system. And when you're in that theta brainwave, this is when you can influence your subconscious mind in a powerful way that can completely shift your reality. Now, the third cool reason for meditating is that it can free the mind from self-doubt and that internal chatter. So you know how we have that internal chatter, the ego mind that's always talking to us, especially with self-doubt, like when we want to try something new, we might join a class, we might want to start a business, and then you have that self-doubt creeping in, and sometimes you just wish it would just shut up. Meditation is how you get it to shut up. Because as you meditate, what happens is as your brainwaves drop, like your brainwaves will drop down, and what happens is you also drop from your head and into your heart. And so when that happens, when you drop from your head into the heart and you've entered theta brainwave, that chatter, the internal chatter, the monkey brain, goes quiet. You have no thoughts, you have no thinking. And then you're just sitting in this, in your subconscious. And that is when you're also able to tap into more elevated emotions as well, like happiness, joy, love, peace, and gratitude, because the monkey brain's shut up. So you can use it, like I say, as a way to get rid of your self-doubt. So if you start up a daily meditation practice and you drop out of your head and go into the heart, and you've quietened down that internal chatter, when you come out of the meditation, you will spend the rest of the day like that, with that quiet internal chatter, the self-doubt's gone quiet, and you can go about your day without having that voice telling you that you're not good enough. So that's another great reason to meditate. Now, the fourth purpose is it trains you to be more present to the moment. And this is a powerful place to be. So most people are either worried about something from the past or worrying about the future, and not actually in the present moment, in the here and now. If you want to manifest and create your dream life, you do it from the present moment. You can't do it when you're worried about the past or worried about the future. And when you're worrying about the past, that affects your thoughts and feelings, which also affects the reality that you're creating for yourself, which is why it's really good to get out of that and stay present and just be in the here and now. So that's another great reason to meditate. Now, number 5, the fifth reason, is you can connect to your higher self. So this is a little bit more esoteric, but we all have a higher self that operates in a higher level of consciousness that's connected to our soul. So have you ever had, like, intuitive guidance come through out of nowhere, and you listen to it and it saved your ass? That intuition, the intuitive guidance that comes through, is actually linked to your higher self. That's your higher self communicating to you. Or another example is like for something that would happen to me a lot is I would be like puzzled about something in my mind and have like this negative perspective on it, and just trying to, I don't know, like puzzled about it. And then just out of nowhere, this positive wisdom and clarity would just come into my mind, and it completely shifted my perspective from being negative to positive. That is the higher self. That was happening to me before I knew what the higher self was, but that is the higher self connecting to you and bringing that positive clarity and wisdom in. So meditation is a great way to connect to your higher self and strengthen that connection so that you can receive more intuitive guidance. You can start receiving this intuitive guidance every single day that is going to steer you in the right direction to get you to where you want to go in life. Now, the sixth reason or purpose to meditate is you can use meditation as a powerful tool to create your dream life. Because we have the ability to create whatever we want in this reality, we can use meditation as the tool to create the reality that we want, to create our dream life. Number 7 is health benefits. There are many health benefits that you get from meditating, and I'm going to share a list of these with you. Reduces stress and anxiety, promotes emotional health, improves sleep, decreases blood pressure, reduces depression, strengthens immune system, improves focus and memory, improves mental clarity, reduces emotional explosions, improves mood, relaxes the nervous system, relieves muscle tension. So now I'm going to share 5 different meditation techniques. Now, there are more meditation techniques than these 5, but I didn't want to overwhelm you with too many. So I picked out what I think are the 5 best ones to start off with. So the first one is mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a practice that involves one's attention on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations. So you want to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment or attachment. So what you want to do is sit in a quiet place, get comfortable. You can either sit down or lay down. If you choose to lay down, you have to make sure you don't fall asleep, otherwise it will be a waste of time. And then what you want to do is you close your eyes, which causes you to disconnect from the external environment. And that's what causes the neocortex, which is the part of the brain that will start dropping your brain waves down. And so as you close your eyes, you just want to focus on your breath, doing deep, deep belly breathing. And at the same time you're doing deep belly breathing, you just want to relax the body. And when you feel like you're in this relaxed state, then what you want to do is just start observing your thoughts. So it's not about having no thoughts or no thinking. You just want to observe your thoughts and observe them from a neutral place with no judgment, no attachment. And then also tune into your body and observe how you feel in the body, what emotions you're feeling in the body. And this is what leads you to developing self-awareness. Now, if you find that your mind wanders off, which happens to everyone, like when you're a beginner at meditating, like many years ago, I was a beginner and I thought, I didn't know what I was doing. And so when my mind would wander off and I'd get distracted with my thoughts, I would kind of get annoyed about it. Like, see, I can't do it. I'm getting, my mind keeps wandering off. If it happens to you, because it happens to everyone, don't get annoyed about it. Don't worry about it. As soon as you've noticed your mind wanders off, you acknowledge, okay, my mind's wandered off, and then redirect it to your breath and just start focusing back on your breath. Don't beat yourself up for your mind wandering off. It's going to happen, especially when you're new at it. So as soon as you've noticed your mind's wandered off, oops, my mind's wandered off right now. Okay, put my focus back onto my breath. And that's how you do mindfulness meditation. It's just observing your thoughts and your emotions. And again, that's how you develop self-awareness. Now, the second meditation technique I recommend, and I especially recommend this for beginners, which is guided meditations. So guided meditations are great because you don't have to try and get yourself into a meditative state. You put your headphones in or earphones in and you listen to someone else that's guiding you into a meditative state. So it's really good for people that are new to meditating. And the cool thing with guided meditations as well is you can use them for different purposes, different reasons. So for example, you could do a guided meditation that's to connect to your inner child. So we all have an inner child, and a lot of us have a hurt inner child that needs healing. So you may decide to do a guided meditation where you're guided into it. You just listen to the whole thing and they guide you through it all and get you to connect to your inner child and to heal. You could do a guided meditation for connecting to your higher self, like what I said earlier about connecting to your higher self. You can connect to your higher self just by meditating on your own and sitting in silence and going into your internal world. But you can also find a guided meditation where someone will guide you through it to connect to your higher self. You could find a guided meditation for quantum shifting and jumping timelines. So guided meditations can come in so many different forms, so many different purposes and reasons. And I especially recommend it for beginners just so it'll help you learn how to get into a meditative state by having someone else guide you into it. So you can just go out there on YouTube, Google different guided meditations. You may have something specific you want to learn for yourself or heal from, and just type it into YouTube and you'll find a guided meditation for it. Now, the third meditation technique I'm going to share with you is visualization. So this technique can be great for creating your dream life. You can also use visualization to rewire the brain and reprogram the subconscious mind as well. So what you want to do is, again, you go into a comfortable spot, whether you want to sit or lay down. You just don't want to fall asleep. So you get yourself comfortable and then close your eyes. And then again, as you close your eyes, you're disconnecting from the external environment. And then the focus will go on the internal environment. The neocortex will start dropping your brainwaves down because there's less sensory information from the external environment going in. And then as your brainwaves start dropping, you want to drop into theta. So when you drop into theta brainwaves, that's when your mind's gone quiet, like you've got no thoughts. Normally you have, your chatter brain going off all the time. So when you've noticed yourself where you just feel peaceful, you feel relaxed, and you realize you've got no thinking, you're in theta. And this is when you want to start using visualization, or Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it mental rehearsal. This is where you visualize what you're wanting in your life. Your dreams, your desires, something that you want to manifest, something you want to experience, whether it could be finding love in a relationship, manifesting more money, your dream home, building a business that's thriving. You can use it to create whatever you want. So as you get into that relaxed state and your brainwaves drop into theta, you then want to start using your imagination, and you just start seeing in your mind you in your desired reality. So let's say, for example, you want to manifest your dream home. So what you want to do is just see yourself in your dream home. Like, what does it look like? What's the floor plan like? How many rooms? What's the backyard look like? What color are the curtains? What color is the carpet? What do the curtains feel like when you touch it? What does it smell like when you first walk in through the front door? You want to incorporate as many of your senses into the visualization to make it seem more real. And the thing about the brain is the brain doesn't know the difference between something that's real and something that's imagined. So when you're imagining yourself being in this new dream home, you're going to trick the brain into thinking this is real, and then your mind, because the mind and the body together creates your reality, the mind will then manifest and bring this into your reality. So incorporate as many of your senses into the visualization to make it seem like you're actually there. Then what you want to do, this is a really important part, you want to get emotionally involved. So that means feeling the emotions of having the wish fulfilled. Feeling the emotions of having your dream home right now. How would that feel? It'd be so cool. I'm so happy I have my dream home. You really want to get into those emotions and then just allow yourself to kind of marinate in those emotions. And what you're doing by feeling those emotions is you are matching the frequency of that you are matching the frequency of that reality. And it was Albert Einstein who said, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. So this is a great way to manifest and create your dream life. Visualization is so powerful. And as you are doing this as well in the mind, you're rewiring the brain and reprogramming your subconscious mind. Repetition is the key though. You have to do it every single day. So it's just like the gym. You can't turn up to the gym for one day and then walk out of there expecting to have all these muscles. You've got to keep showing up to get the results. Now, the fourth meditation technique I'm going to share with you is a candle meditation. Now, there's two ways you can do this. The first one is you just simply light the candle and you stare at the candle flame. Because eyes that wander is a mind that wanders. So staring at a candle flame helps to quieten down the mind. And it's also apparently good for the pineal gland as well. And then as you watch this candle flame, all you want to do is just observe your thoughts. This is again another way to become aware of the self. Observing the self, observing your thought patterns, because your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are all unconscious programs. So you just observe your thoughts while you stare at this candle flame, and you observe them from a neutral place. So it's not about controlling your thoughts. It doesn't matter if your thoughts are positive or negative. It's not about controlling them. You just observe them and just observe what's coming up. Sort of like as if you're sitting on a park bench and you're just watching people go past. Like you might see a man walking their dog, a lady going for a run. So it's the same idea, you're just observing them. And that will lead to developing self-awareness, but also another cool thing about doing that meditation technique is it trains you, like if you commit to doing that every day, it will train you to, instead of being reactive to your environment, you will go from being reactive to responsive. So you'll start responding instead of reacting, which is a much more powerful place to be when you're able to kind of not be reactive, take a step back and then respond instead. Now, a second way you can use a candle meditation. Now, this one's great for training yourself to be present to the moment. So what you want to do is, again, light the candle flame, just stare at the candle, and as you take a deep breath in, you want to put the awareness in your body, put the awareness in your hands and in your feet. And then as you breathe out, you relax. And as you breathe in, you put the awareness in your hands and your feet, you put the awareness in the body, and then as you breathe out, you relax. Now you can do these meditations just for like 5 or 10 minutes. You don't have to meditate for like 30 minutes or a whole hour to get benefits. And as you're doing that, what you're actually doing is you're getting your energy out of the head and you're grounding it in the body by feeling the awareness in your hands and in your feet. It's grounding the energy in the body. When you're grounding the energy in the body, that trains you to be more present to the moment, more in the here and now, because you're out of your head. So that is another great meditation technique that I highly recommend using. I used it for like 2 years and I've kind of changed my meditation at the moment. I'm doing a Dr. Joe Dispenza one every morning instead, which is rewiring my brain and reprogramming my subconscious mind. So you can just mix up your meditations. Like I did that candle one for 2 years and now I'm switched to something else. Like you don't have to do the same thing forever. You can always be mixing it up and doing different things. Now the last one, number 5, is mantra meditation. A mantra meditation is a continuous repetition of a word or a phrase. So as you go into a meditative state, you just start saying this word or phrase to yourself over and over, either out loud or in your mind. Some people just use Om, which is a sound frequency. Some people may use the phrase, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. Or you may want to use the phrase, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. Dr. Wayne Dyer, before he would go out on stage in front of people, he would do a mantra meditation and would use the phrase, how may I serve, how may I serve, how may I serve. And he said he used that as a way to get out of his head and not operate from the ego. So that way he's not out on stage up in his head like, do these people like me? Do I have something in my teeth? He's putting himself, like he's getting himself out of the head and out of the ego and operating from the soul and putting himself in a position where he can be of service to other. So you can use any phrase you want and it's just a way to kind of like reprogram your mind. And what you want to do is, again, get yourself into a comfortable spot, quiet place where you won't get distracted. You can sit or lay down. You just don't want to fall asleep. Close your eyes, disconnect from the external environment, which will allow your brainwaves to start dropping. Start using your breath, deep breathing in the belly, and just start relaxing the body. And then start saying your phrase over and over and over in the mind. For however long you want. Like I said, you don't have to meditate for like 30 minutes or an hour. 5 or 10 minutes can be enough to get you the results. It's just starting up a daily practice. You've got to be consistent at it to get the results. Now, meditation is a practice. The more you do it, the better you will get. So if you are new at it, like when I was new, I just read about how to do it on Google and I didn't know what I was doing. This was like 7 years ago. I had no idea what I was doing. I go into this meditative state and I'm like, am I even in a meditative state? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I don't know. So if you're new to it, you may have those same thoughts and feelings, but just realize that it's a practice. So the more you do it, the better you get. I've been doing it for 7 years now, so my understanding of meditation is completely different to when I started. Like, I really understand it. I know what it's like when I'm in theta brainwave, and it's a great place to be because when you're in theta, your brainwaves drop, you've dropped out of your head, you're in your heart, you can reprogram your subconscious mind, you can influence yourself in a very powerful way that will create a much better reality for you. So what I recommend is just play around with meditation. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. And try out all these different techniques, or think about what purpose or benefit you want from meditation, and then pick the technique based off what you're wanting to get out of it. have fun with it, play around with it, try different things out, and then just find out what you like doing, what works for you, make it your own, and just keep practicing, keep being consistent to get results, because meditation really is a powerful tool that can completely change you as a person for the better, or can completely change your life for the better. So I hope you like this video, guys, and I hope you got some sort of value out of it. If you did, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if you're new at meditating, if you're a beginner and you're going to start meditating now. I would love to know. If you like this sort of content, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification. I hope I see you on the next video. Have an awesome day. Peace.